to my papa and my uncle Polly on the Co and Bro Opinion Show. Stay tuned.
Coming to you live, it's the Co and Bro Opinion Show.
Now here are your hosts, Corey Tiez.
He may have advanced illusionary schizophrenia with involuntary narcissistic rage, but he is a very gentle person.
And the outsider, Scotty William.
God damn it, white boy.
You take forever to say nothing.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Co and Bro Opinion Show, coming at you at the Kavana Broadcast Networks, YouTube, and, of course, My Michigan TV YouTube. We just got done doing the Roar Live.
Yeah.
Talking Tigers. We'll be on each and every week. Wanted to fill you in on that. And, of course, you can catch the audio version of this show on your favorite podcasting platform, whether that's Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple.
Yep.
So many more that are on that list that I've never heard of. But, hey,
iHeart.
It's nice to be able to watch the show in multiple locations and listen to the show in multiple locations.
Yep.
Well, we have a great show on hand for you this Friday
We always have a great show.
evening. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got our girl Sassy Sarah from H-Town in the house tonight with her
Sassy.
reality and entertainment news.
We're going to pop right off with Sassy.
Yeah, we'll pop off with Sassy.
With the reality news.
And we also will be talking hit songs because we like talking music.
I love hit records.
And we're gonna keep Sassy in
On the hit records?
on the hit records, and I know she's got some stuff too.
I don't know if she knows old school hit
Well,
records.
I got some. That's why I wanted to.
She might have an old soul, though.
She
You
might.
never know.
But I also got newer songs
Okay.
that were intended for other artists.
Gotcha.
And then I have a question I want to ask everybody out there that we'll be talking about later. What is considered too much to pay for a concert or a sporting event? And is it already out of hand?
Everything's out of hand.
We'll talk about that
I got my
a
answer
little
already.
bit later. And, of course, it's my opinion
Yeah.
by this guy right over here, Corey Tiez.
Just my opinion. Don't take it personal.
And, of course, I'm sure Sassy will have a numerous topics. There's another topic I'm going to get to after Sassy does the reality news, because I didn't realize the way technology is now, and I found this out from Sass on her social media page.
Okay.
You can track your ovulation.
What?
For women, they can track their ovulation with their phone. A phone app. Like, I want to know more about that.
It's an ovulation.
Not that I'm in the market to have any kids. I'm too old for that. But I just found that, for my kids' wives.
Why do they need that? I thought they already knew that. Like,
I'm
ovulating. Don't they know that?
Who knows, man? We'll find out. But guess what? Let's bring in the Sass. Sassy Sarah. There she is.
Hey, y'all.
What's going on, Sass?
What's up, Sassy
What's
Fresh?
up, you guys? I have much in store for us today.
And Jared, you can turn it up just a tad bit.
Yeah, turn it up a little bit.
We had an echo problem last week, but that's okay.
There
you go. There you go.
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
Now
Now
we
we
got
can hear you. So what do you have on the agenda for us today?
So, you guys, I have a lot going on. First, we're going to start off in Memphis, Tennessee. So, a Memphis driver ran over the repo man to avoid getting towed over a Ford Fusion, a 2005 Ford Fusion, because the girlfriend allegedly did not make any payment with her tax money. Not one, not two, not three. She made no payments. And she got her boyfriend to run the repo man over. His face has very bad lashes
that,
on
Sass.
that.
Did you see that?
No.
I had to turn it off because it was very disturbing. So the guy was, if I'm not mistaken, the guy was he's getting his car repoed. He was backed into a spot. and they put the chains on, and the guy came running around, got in the car, and instead of, so I don't, in a way, if I was the tow truck driver, I don't know if I'd have been underneath the car like that, but he was underneath the car, and the guy, instead of going backwards, would have hit the apartment building. He went backwards and ran right over the guy. And the guy, did the guy live, Sarah?
Yes, he did live, but it's very, very, very bad injuries. And I'm just kind of like, really, I'm not going to do all that about a Ford Fusion 2007. Like, I would have just called it off that day. Like, okay, we're going to get you tomorrow. But like, you really risked your life.
Why was he under it again? Why was he under? You got.
He was trying to repo the car.
He was trying to. It was a tow truck driver. He was repoing the car.
Right? Don't you just can't you just latch it somewhere else? Why does he have to physically lay down?
He latched it. He physically laid down. He was underneath the tire too.
Oh Lord!
I'll tell you.
That's bad.
It was. I had to turn it off. It was kind of. It was.
Yeah.
It was very disturbing. Very. But you know what? I hate to say this, but I do feel like it's an inflation going on right now. Nobody is going to play when it comes to their cars, their vehicles, their assets right now. So I just think everybody should just watch out and steer clear of how people are going to be when it comes to their stuff, because right now people can't really afford a car note really, or their rent Harley and food and things like that, even though it's your responsibility to make on-time payments. But I do feel like, he could have just left that alone for that day to come back.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree with you. Say like it's, life is just one of those. It just keeps going. It's not stopping. So it's hard to maintain.
Correct.
Yeah.
We're eager to do something that could be avoidable. You're gonna always come back. You're gonna always get that same dispatch. So just wait, dude. It's a Ford Fusion 2005. I mean, I wouldn't even be leasing no damn 2005 car, but we are. So you got your head hit. You almost killed yourself. And now you can't work, and now they're going to jail for that. So it's just like
it's bad all the way around.
It would have been a jail. It's just tag all the way around.
Bad all the way around.
Yeah. So next,
well, I hope he recovers.
Yeah, I do too. I mean,
I do too. I really do too. But come on, y'all, America.
Yeah. I thought he ran over. I thought he ran over his head.
He did.
That's crazy.
He did. His head.
That's crazy.
The fact that he ran over it was bad. Because he got up, it's disturbing even talking about it.
Check it out, you guys. Check it out.
All right.
So we have Will Smith. Will Smith has a new album out called Based on a True Story after 20 years. This is his first album after 20 years, which he addressed the Chris Rock Oscar slap on his new album. What are you guys' thoughts about that?
I got time for that.
Well,
I got confidence. I mean, I feel like leave it where
I get the drops back.
I
get the drops back.
Said, you guys, I don't know, Will Smith. Like, it's Oscars. We left it where it's at. Your wife, it was out of control. But I guess inflation. They need album sales, so we're gonna bring up that topic again to get the sales going, the marketing going. But after 20 years, I mean, leave Chris Rock alone. Leave that man alone.
So. Did he say something negative about it, or did he apologize in the record?
He kind of just said something about like how the Grammys are treating, of course, him. Like he's never going to get nominated for anything, and how they use that to just blackmail him from going to the Grammys and things like that, or his nominations. But he just brought it back to address him and just to speak up on the situation again. It wasn't something really negative, but it was just like kind of, I can say like some celebrity theory, conspiracy theory thing that he added to that.
Yeah.
But shout out to him for his first album after 20 years, though. Seriously.
Would you buy Will's record?
No.
Okay.
Is that too old for you?
I think that's y'all thing. I'm gonna leave that to y'all.
Well, I'm not gonna buy Will Smith's record.
Fresh Prince. Maybe like 20 years though. Come on now, like.
Will Smith.
Maybe he's bored. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean he can actually rap. I don't run out to buy.
Yeah, he can. I'll give him that.
But I'm not looking
he's
forward.
Been
to
in the news lately for all the wrong reasons. Because wasn't there
a
a rumor that he was allegedly doing something allegedly with some?
I think it was with
Mexican artist. Was she a Latino artist, Mexican artist?
Oh, they were doing some dance thing or whatever?
But it was more than that. I guess it was more than that.
Well, maybe my head is gone because I don't know, Diddy, him, and them, they all have some type of correlation with But they have, I don't know, the celebrity parties get out of control, but he is always in crossfires, especially with the entanglements and things like that.
Yeah, well, they're allowed to cheat. The marriages, that's what they do. So, yeah.
With the men or women?
Both.
Ouch.
Yeah, that's what it is. I'm just being, I'm keeping it a buck with you.
I'm just saying, men or women, like.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Kudos to you. But shout out to you, Will. Shout out to you. So next we have Waka Flocka Flame says he will save his wife over his child in a dangerous situation before his child. And he only has one child. Her name is Charlie. He was married. I think he recently got divorced to Tim Rivera. But how do you guys feel about that? I really kind of feel like that is, I mean, your child is 18 years old. I think we should all save ourselves at this point. What do you think?
How old is this child?
His child is 18. Yeah, she's 18.
Well, you're up on the Waka Flocka, right?
Oh, y'all don't listen to Waka Flocka?
I didn't kind of keep up on that.
I didn't
News.
I didn't listen to. I didn't listen to Waka. I know who Waka is. I mean, Waka. I mean, I don't really.
Was he on
Waka Flocka
the show? Was he on the reality show?
Yeah, I know who. Yeah, yeah. He was on the reality, right?
Was he Love and Hip Hop Atlanta?
Love and Hip Hop. Yes,
yeah, I know Waka, and his mom Deb his mom is Deb or whatever.
Yes,
and she produces and does.
She's a good producer. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm familiar with Waka. I don't rush out to buy his stuff, but I've listened to him. He had the remix with Ross.
So, will you save your wife or your child first in a dangerous situation? How do you feel about that? Do you feel like that's kind of neglectful, or you just feel like it is?
I'm gonna let him go. He has kids. I'm gonna let him go with that.
Save my wife for my kids.
Yikes.
In a danger, if it's in a dangerous situation, would you save your wife or your kid? Do you feel like Waka Flocka is kind of just?
And he said he would save his kid.
He said
nope.
Wife.
He said he would save his wife over his.
Well, you know what? I
child
think I would save my wife, Sass, because I'm going to tell you something. I have two sons that are policemen, so they can handle themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And my oldest son, you know, everybody's got their permit to carry. So I would have to save. I would save my wife first.
Okay.
Now, if you would ask me about my grandkids, I think it would be my grandkids I would save. But I think my wife would tell you that she would do the same thing.
Okay. Okay. Shout out to y'all. Okay. Me, I just need my child to be saved first. Okay. I don't have any children, but I just please to save the kids. Like,
yeah.
You know, the captain on the boat, the captain is the last one that gets off. So
but you know what though? I think that's a weird question. Because I think if you would if you have that relationship with your wife, I think like if it came to that point, I think your wife, if you had to save somebody, she would probably want you to save your child before you saved her. Or I think if it's a wife would probably say the same thing. I'm gonna save my child and take my chances.
Yeah, you can get another wife quick, right? Like so. What? I'm just saying, like, that's a toughie because you and your wife, you guys are just like, you're not like blood. It's your wife. You know, people call like girlfriends.
But if you love your kids, you're both probably going to love your kids the same way.
Kid is your
See,
blood.
you know, you're going to lay down your life for your kids.
We must do better.
I'm just saying, like, I want them both to live, but I'm a drink chap that one. I'm a both. I don't know. I'm gonna leave that alone. Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one.
I get it. I get it. I'm not gonna get on you too much, but I get it. Get another wife. Dang.
That is a tough. I'm gonna have to.
How long have I been married?
Yeah, that's true.
I was a kid.
Well, if he's 18, how long were they married? Were they married 18 years? 20?
Okay. You know what? We're gonna leave that where it's at because it's girl versus man. Men.
Shout out to the wives and the kids, by the way.
Shout out to y'all, for real. So we have next Yolanda Saldivar denied parole 30 years after the murder of the legendary singer Selena. And she needs to stay in there. You know, Selena got shot in March 31st, 1995 in Days in Corpus Christi, Texas. So she has been denied parole, which I am happy that she has been denied parole because, I mean, even if she, sorry, you guys, whoever, whatever, even if she stays in prison and dies in prison, I don't think she's going to make it out here either because they're going to get her. They're going to get her real good. So I think she needs to stay in
That's kind of
there.
the thing now, isn't it? Everybody's hopping on the bandwagon of these murderers from 30 years ago, 40 years ago.
But that is
following.
Selena.
Well, we talked about this kind of last week, you and I, with the Mangione thing.
Oh, Luigi?
Yeah.
About how...
Well, Luigi, okay, they need to learn their lessons. They need to learn their lessons. Stop. People are getting tired. You know, like, no. I mean, I'm not.
I mean, they're in there for a reason.
Any sort.
Well,
right.
yeah. Well, let her just die in jail.
Yeah.
I mean,
don't give her any parole. I feel like her life will be in danger outside.
Yeah.
And her life is in danger inside. So either way, I think it will do justice for Selena for her to stay.
Well, she's been in jail for a while. Like, so
for 30 years.
Yeah, she shot Selena. Didn't she shoot her in the back?
Well, they let Reagan's guy out. He's been out.
Yeah. Oh, what's his name?
John Hinckley.
Hinckley. Yeah, he didn't murder him.
And he's creating music.
He didn't murder him. He did his time.
Right.
But I think, I get it. But let her stay. Like, why would any? Like, she's stupid. Like, just stay in jail.
She gotta stay in there. She has to stay in there.
Yeah, stay in there.
They're gonna get her. They're gonna rip her apart.
Yeah.
Yolanda, if you're seeing this, honey, don't come to Texas.
Yeah, she looks like a fool.
You can't even go to Mexico.
She's like a total fool. Get out. Let her stay.
Mexico north. They're gonna tear you up, girl.
Yeah, she's good.
Like a booty.
And what would she do? Come out and shoot another singer or something? Just stay there.
Right.
And steal from them? Yeah, get out of here. Just let her stay there.
Yeah,
We're
exactly. Good. Rest in peace, Selena. So, Sexy Red reportedly faces a new lawsuit after being accused of asking followers to attack her child's mother. Mrs. Barnes is asking for $5 million for her linking her home address on social media to have her fans to commit violent acts against her. So I just kind of feel like $5 million is a lot. It's a lot. You're greedy, but I can understand, Sexy, you can't be just telling people to come at people's house, kick down doors because you're mad that your child's grandmother said something or did something. You're a celebrity now. You're rich. That's a quick money grab. What do y'all guys think?
Well, my opinion on Sexy Red. We talked about this a long time ago.
I'm gonna leave that to Sass. That's her homegirl. Last time I checked, so I'm gonna leave that. What do you think?
You said a long time ago that was your alter ego.
Yeah.
No.
Dude, I could have sworn she said that.
I know you like her. I know you like her a lot.
I like her music. I said that, my young days, like the young girl in me, the lit girl. But I don't condone violence. We must act grown. We must be grown. We must do things smarter. You can't just be kicked down doors and things like that. Sometimes you got to use your head. But $5 million, girl, you might as well cough it up because you're going to lose that battle, babe.
Sass is growing up in front of our eyes.
She said young. She said when she was young. What are you, every bit of 24?
I'm 26.
Oh, okay.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I'm giving you a compliment. Oh. I'm saying you're 24. You're young. You're still young.
Yeah.
I'm still young.
Yeah.
I'm a young tenderoni. Any man out there, my Instagram is IamStairs_. Holla at me.
Bobby Brown.
Thank you.
So what else you got, Sass?
Okay, so we have Mr. Never Would Have Made It. Marvin Sapp instructs ushers to close church doors until the congregation gives up $40,000.
Say it again.
Okay, so basically what happened was he was on video at a church service telling the deacons and the ushers to close the back doors, and none of the congregants could leave until there was $40,000 in the offering plate.
Yes, and the offering plate.
So he kidnapped all the...
technically he kidnapped. Thank you. That's the word. You kidnapped those people, Marvin Sapp.
I did see
You
a
you're
comment
wrong.
on this saying, well, if he would have taken off the Rolex watch that he had on, he put that in the offering
He,
plate. There you go.
he said, all the preachers, y'all make sure y'all put y'all wallets up. And he told the congregation, he said, oh, because it costs to be up here. But I kind of feel like he had a little anxiety going on because I don't know who he owed, but he was sweating while he was saying it too.
He
So
was
I
sweating
know he owed somebody
profusely.
some money. And I pray
But I'll
he
be
did
honest
it
with you,
because
I've
what?
seen him and Fred Hammond in concert.
Is this what we're doing now?
It's
For
you
real?
get sweaty up there up on stage.
So basically, you kidnapped the church.
Yes. He said, close
He
the
was
door.
upset about. He said you're all going to go out to the restaurant anyway.
Anyway, and he told the
You're all
pastors
headed
to
to the
put y'all
restaurant.
wallets up. It don't apply to y'all. Y'all, it costs to be up here. But
Why does it cost to
Why
be?
does-
You're the pastor of the church. Why does it? He's
Marvin
down there in
Sapp.
Texas with you, isn't he?
I don't know. But let me say this, Marvin Sapp. Let me tell you something. If you
Go
see
ahead, tell
this,
him.
if you
Tell him.
ever would have locked Sarah in that church, you would have been LaVars's. You would have been that. You would have been dealt with. I would have embarrassed you really, really bad. Very, very bad. Because you're not getting any of my money. $1,020. You ain't even no prices. This the price is wrong or what? You don't tell me what to do. What?
Damn.
You the one
So
with the
did,
money?
so did he get the 40 grand?
I don't even think he got it, but he got backlash. So that's
Yeah.
not a man of God.
That
So
that's just
That's
he
insane.
did say to his rebuttal for his controversial holding people hostage kidnapping, he did say that it was not about control. It was about creating a safe, focused, reverent environment for those choosing to give. He also says the Bible says they gave gold, silver, bronze, iron,
I guess
and
that would be
precious
controlled
stones.
fire, but nobody can leave until they give money.
Wow.
I mean, let's stop using the scriptures to take
So much
money
for
from
asking
people.
in faith.
Stop, Marvin.
That's
You
that's
never
that's
have gotten the money out of me, mister. Never have made it. Never. You never would have got that money out of me. Trust me. Not a dime.
wow.
Nah. That's crazy. I mean,
It is.
Yeah. Where are we going with it? What is the world? What is this? What are we doing here? Really?
I mean, you see,
it's
you
scary
see
out
these,
here.
You see these clowns all the time.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Yeah.
They prey on their congregations, and
Yeah.
it's sad. It really is.
Very sad.
I mean, if
Marvin Sapp,
anything,
I
it
would never
pushes
thought
people
she would do
away
that.
from
Mm-hmm.
God.
Yeah.
The way they act.
Yeah. So that's another hit against a minister. You know.
Because they all,
Yeah.
everybody, and of course they're going to defend themselves
Yeah.
and give you 40 different reasons through the Bible as they take everything out of context to prove their point. But that's
Yeah.
crazy.
True.
When I
like-
seen that, I was appalled. I was appalled.
Marvin, you can go in the studio, honey, and make one album, and you can get that money
Well,
that quick.
It's
But I don't know who
probably
he
one
owed.
reason why Fred is not touring. Maybe that's one of the reasons.
You
I
need
don't
a
know.
car. I don't
Yeah.
know, honey. You gotta. Hey, you have to do something because I don't
Commission.
know who was on
There's
your
got-
back.
obviously there was some reason, right?
$140,000.
Allegedly.
That was embarrassing.
I'm sure it
that
wasn't.
was very embarrassing.
Yeah. I agree.
Okay.
Wow.
It's crazy. What else you got, Sass?
So the gorgeous Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly welcomed their new baby girl yesterday.
I thought they were getting
they found-
divorced.
They did get divorced, but they, baby mama culture is taking over.
What
so.
is it with this? You're pregnant and you
Baby
get a
mother
divorce?
culture
Well, I
is
mean-
taking over.
Well, yeah. Let's maybe try it again. Let's see if we can
They're
bring
not
it.
trying again. They said it's going to be cold.
Well, they were trying something if she was pregnant.
Yeah, sometimes you break up and then you
Well,
know
I
the story.
mean, something could have happened between that. She probably accidentally got pregnant or something. I don't know. But like Scotty said, track your ovulation. I did recommend some apps out there, ladies, to track that ovulation, so you don't have to
I
go
love
through
Megan.
things like that.
I love Megan Fox, by the way.
She's very beautiful. Very pretty woman.
Outrageously beautiful. It's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Megan Fox. Shout out to Machine Gun.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is it.
Well, yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. We appreciate it. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Man, I didn't hear any of those. I knew the Megan thing, but the rolling over the head and the church kidnapping and man.
Sarah came out swinging this week.
I really think, you guys, that inflation is making everyone go crazy. That's what it is. Marvin Sapp went crazy. Will Smith is going crazy. He created an album. People run over people's heads. It's really inflation. People are needing their money. They're going to risk their life. They're going to do stupid stuff. They're going to just do it all. Yeah. And it's showing right now.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah. Desperate. Feel backed into a corner. You do,
Was that all you had?
I don't condone that. Yeah.
Was that all you had?
That's all I had. I know we were
we
supposed
appreciate
to discuss.
Well,
TikTok.
I don't want to let you go yet because I have a couple things. Explain to me this technology for ovulation for women. I found that very fascinating. I didn't know that they had that
do you
technology.
know what ovulation is?
Well, of course I know how ovulation is. But I mean, how do they track it with your phone?
Can't you track it without a watch?
Right.
So we can't give them free promo. But, ladies, it was a little situation on TikTok. A woman was 26-year-old. She's 26-year-old with 6 children. And I wasn't too
I don't think she
happy
needed
about
a phone for that.
She needed a phone. She needed to start
If
tracking
she's
that
26 with 6 children,
I think
she
she
probably wasn't looking at the phone too much over the past 6 years.
Exactly.
Well, I
But
think
we
she
got to
gets
start taking safety measures. But anyway, you can check your ovulation on your cell phone device. They have your days ready, set, and go. Also, the Dollar Tree, also CVS. You can track your ovulation. You just don't have to track your periods. Ladies. That's a form of birth control,
Yeah.
We don't want to see you and 26-year-old women with 6 children at one time. I just cannot. We need not to do that. That's reproductive abuse. We're going to hold you guys accountable, ladies. We need to start.
It's a lot of kids.
Inflation is high. Y'all see Marvin Sapp.
Yeah.
Will Smith, Repo Man. Ladies, we need to make sure food is high.
Yeah.
We got to start tracking the ovulation. Seriously. So yes, Flow app, Glow, and Apple.
Okay.
So men, you can always say, are you ovulating? We want to make sure we all playing it safe.
All righty then.
How do you feel about that? Something new?
Of being safe? I don't have to worry about that anymore.
No, not at all.
You're talking about the
But
app?
I'm just saying. Yeah, like, how do you feel? You didn't know it was an app. Y'all didn't know that?
No.
I didn't know.
I just thought
I'm sure there's probably numerous apps like that.
I just thought women knew.
Oh, some don't.
I just thought it was like you put on your iPhone watch and it tracks, somehow or another it tracks your ovulating.
Yeah.
It does. They have an app, the Apple Fitness app. Shout out Apple, Flow, Glow app,
That's what's
Look
up.
at Hill Sassy Sarah.
The technology for the youngins nowadays.
Yeah.
Text Sarah. Okay? Text Sarah.
All we got to do is reach out to you. We'll know it all.
Reach out to me. I'll get you right.
All right.
So one more thing, I'm going to keep you for this one because I want to get your opinion on this, and I'm going to take you off screen because I want to play this video. So this is another thing since we're talking reality. I don't know if everybody's heard of the Linda Hogan cry for pleading out there. Linda Hogan, who was Hulk Hogan's wife. Have you heard anything about this, Sass? So I want to get your take on it after I play this video.
Hogan.
Yeah. I'm going to play this video, so don't go anywhere.
Does she even know who Hulk Hogan is?
She probably
I know who
doesn't.
Hulk Hogan is.
Oh, she knows who Hogan is. But I'm going to play this, and I want to get you guys' input on this. So here we go.
My family is in the worst mess. Brooke doesn't talk to us. She's had twins. She got married. She didn't tell us. She had twins. She didn't tell us. She had a huge fight with Terry. I don't know how that reflected onto me, but she cut me out too. I haven't talked to her for 7 years, almost 8 years now. And God bless Nick. He's still such a good boy. I've never put a Facebook post out like this with my ugly face and my crying face, but I have to be honest about what I went through in my marriage with Terry as Hulk Hogan and what it entailed and what it has
Is this a mental
caused over
breakdown
the
or what?
years and everything else. He's a
Looks like it.
complete liar. He is a sex addict. Your face out there and know that
We knew
all
that.
these horrible things are going on behind the scenes.
And
Yet
racist.
he marches on. He
And a
marches
racist.
on like, yeah.
Allegedly.
Oh, I'm promoting my own beer, real American beer. Yeah, look at me. Woo! Yeah, he's such a hero, right? Not. Okay, I'm going to give you my thumbs down. I've given him more opportunities to come back and make us a family and try
Sounds like
to,
something from The Young and the Restless.
I'm sorry, it's so sad.
Doesn't that seem fake to you?
Fake to me.
Did you hear that?
It really does. It seems fake to me. You're not even
But here's the
crying.
kicker of this. The kicker is this. She left Hogan about 15 years ago or something like that for her daughter's ex-boyfriend or something like that. And I think they actually got married.
Brooke Hogan, right?
Yeah.
She's a
That's
total.
Brooke Hogan's mom on there. That way we just played.
I've seen
She,
that.
she's a total quack. She's a total
I'm
quack.
like, where are you
You-
getting this, ma'am? Where are
you
you
just-
getting it with this information?
You just said he was a liar
A
and
cheater.
a sex maniac and a cheater, and you want
Well,
him back?
obviously she likes all of the above.
And you want him back?
Well,
She
Hulk
wants him back.
Hogan actually replied, and I have the audio clip of that. Here, I'm
Hogan's
going
a
to play.
quack, and he is. Keep in mind, he is a wrestler.
Right.
So
I'm going to play the
Your whole
clip.
He
now.
life
got
is
all
kinda
the
fake.
girls.
This is Hulk Hogan's rebuttal.
Right.
You know, me and Gene, we really don't know what we're dealing with here, man.
Did you hear that?
I heard it.
Hogan's a quack too. He's a total nut.
Hulk Hogan with his bandana, wig, platinum blonde,
Well,
botched body.
but the
Blonde.
funny thing of all this,
Most wrestlers are sex addicts, according to Ric
Yeah,
Flair.
most of them
according to
are.
Ric Flair,
Woo!
I mean, how many times did he ride Space Mountain?
See, I'm not a
Rolex
fan of the
wearing,
Hogan family.
crocodile
at all.
shoe wearing.
I found that very fake. I
It was
found
tough.
that very fake.
Fake.
She's a nut.
You're crying about something
What it
we don't
sounds
care
like to
about.
me is the young stud you had, seeing you with realize, hey, you're 40 years older than me, and things aren't really working out, and
And I want
you
Brooke
know
Hogan
now
back.
she wants to come back for the money.
Yeah.
Of course. But I think Brooke Hogan did cut them off because she said have a very toxic pattern and she just cut her and the father off.
Yeah.
She's tired of that. I mean,
Yeah,
she's
I remember
obviously mentally unstable because you're on
Yeah.
the internet crying. Not even crying.
Yeah, I
Fake
remember Brooke
tears.
saying that. Yeah, I remember that.
Well, she claimed in the New York Post that she has a narcissist daughter who broke her
wow.
collarbone in a drunken fight. So I don't know how.
She looked like she was just in a fight then.
Well, you know, as much as she's
I
was
think
in the
the
sun,
mama
I
is
thought,
a narcissist.
I thought, you know, that was more like as much as she's tanned and in the sun, it looked like more like melanoma on her face than the.
Yeah, I was
than
trying to see what's going
Botox
on. Did she get
bruises.
hit in
It
the
was
face?
She said it was botched Botox.
Well, that's probably why her brain is just misconstruing everything because we don't care. Take it to the judge, lady. You want Hulk Hogan energy drink he got out, and I don't know, girl. We can't help you, mamas. You should never
Is
wait for
Hogan
the
still
young
wrestling?
man. No, he has a business out now, though.
He's got his
Doing
new
very
beer,
well.
Real American.
Mm-hmm.
He was booed off the stage at a WWE event. Of course, it was in California where they're quite liberal over there, and you know he's a big Trumper. And,
There's a shocker.
right.
Yeah, that's not
But
shocking at all.
you know, I just feel like why would you put that up for people to see? Because that didn't put her in the best light at all.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
she
she
looked
did
like an
herself like
emotional,
that.
mental mess.
Yeah, she could be.
Scotty, she put herself up there like that.
Yeah.
We don't care, ma'am. We haven't heard from you in years, honey. All we care about is Hulk Hogan beer. That's it.
I guess so.
Yeah.
And we barely care about that. We barely care.
Well,
something
since
every-
Sorry,
that right, since we got done with that, let's talk music. How about that, Sarah?
Okay,
You think you want to
let's
stick
talk
around for that
music.
for a minute?
I'm sticking around today.
So it was so funny. I was talking to Corey yesterday or the day before, and some things pop up. And I didn't realize that some artists came out with hit songs, but they weren't hits when they came out with them. See, there was a kid named Junior Tucker that came out with Mr. Telephone Man before New Edition did back in about a year before.
Okay.
So I was like, let me hear it. You know, I like to listen to those kind of things. So I could see why New Editions did better. You know,
Yeah.
it was a faster version. Of course, Ralph sang it. We all, love New Edition.
Shout out to Ralph.
But I was looking to see and then I was looking to see in regards to other songs that, may have been they were for somebody wrote it for, let's say they wrote it for Whitney, but Whitney didn't want it and Celine sang it.
Yeah.
Celine Dion.
Yeah, that happens all the time.
Yeah. So I'm looking here and I'm going to go with these newer ones because I know you'll probably know more about it. So Rihanna's Smash 2000 hit Umbrella, which is pretty much what rose her to stardom. Do you know who it was originally written for? Britney Spears.
Okay.
But Brittany couldn't do that, babes. She couldn't do that. I'm sorry. She couldn't.
And
Sorry, Brittany.
yeah.
Not the way Rihanna did it. No way.
Not the way Rihanna. No way.
Yeah.
Her voice doesn't, for me, it doesn't, not for Umbrella. No.
I found that interesting.
Yeah.
I couldn't
Because a lot
imagine
of
Britney
them
Spears.
writes music. Usually the artist writes the music for themselves and then a record label decides who's going to pick it up. Or some artists will be like, no, I want that. They'll get it from them, take it from them.
Well, yeah.
A lot of artists complains about that, actually. That's supposed to be my hit song. But your voice doesn't carry the art. So you got to give
It's
it
just like
somebody
movies.
else.
Just like movies. Some scripts,
Right.
But
it's interesting to find out who allegedly
actually-
was
yeah.
up for certain parts.
Right. Absolutely.
Because like even with the Godfather.
Yeah.
I think Sonny was actually
Michael.
Mike was
Yes.
yeah.
Sonny was supposed to be Michael. Yeah. And Robert De Niro was supposed to be Michael.
Yeah.
Too. Also. I mean, Sonny. Robert De Niro was supposed to be Sonny.
Right.
And Sonny was supposed to be Michael. So yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Another one. Rock Your Body by Justin Timberlake. It was on his solo debut album, Justified. It was initially penned by Pharrell Williams and Chad Hugo of the Neptunes. Guess who was supposed to record that song, but he didn't? Michael Jackson.
We already have Rock With You. We don't need Rock Your Body.
Yeah.
I feel like Michael would have killed that, though. He would have killed that. He would have killed that.
Michael would kill everything.
Definitely.
He
Wait.
could have did it. He could have did it for sure. Timberlake patterned himself
I
after
have
Michael.
That's true.
like, someone told me that R. Kelly was better than Michael Jackson.
We're not even going to entertain. We're not even going to entertain stuff like that.
Entertain that, like, it's like, excuse me. Are you
Better at what?
crazy?
Was this a nighttime conversation in Vegas that you had where everybody was drunk?
I
There's
think
no
he
way.
was drunk. I just have to say, are you crazy?
Yeah.
What do you feel
Never.
about that? Do you feel like you're Michael Jackson? I would hope.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm seeing Michael all the way. I'm not stupid now.
Well,
Some people don't know.
Kelly wrote a lot of stuff. I mean, he wrote "You Are Not Alone" for Michael and gave it to Michael.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
Kelly's talented. He's just a fool. I mean, let's not even some stuff you just can't say. Like they're too.
Yeah, like that right there. I was just kind of like, let's stop talking here now. Just stop.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, like who's Michael going to do verses
Right.
with? Himself?
right.
Exactly. Next.
So I got the Pussycat Dolls.
Oh,
Don't you?
My
They're big hit.
favorite.
what's her name? Scherzinger. I loved her.
Nicole Scherzinger.
Oh, yeah.
Nicole.
Great
Yeah.
record. Great record.
That was turned down by the legendary Paris Hilton.
I think Paris would have been good on that though. If Paris would have tried.
It would have been interesting to hear.
Wait a minute. Paris can sing?
Paris came.
Yes.
She had a hit song, didn't she?
She got a hit
Sass?
song. Yes, she does.
Yeah.
She does have a hit song.
Yeah, she came out with a hit song. It might have been one of those underground dance songs.
Just when I thought I knew.
But she DJs too. She DJs, so she knows her music.
So it's not all about the hotels. Huh?
Nah.
But, you know,
I didn't know Paris.
she was kind of the first socialite before
She was.
before
For Kim?
Kardashian.
Yeah,
Kim
absolutely.
Kardashian.
Yeah, she braided. She dated the kid from the linebacker from Urlacher.
Did she?
Yeah. Paris dated Urlacher.
Here's another one for you. Pharrell Williams made "Happy" a global sensation.
Shout out to Pharrell.
Great song.
Yeah.
Great
I
song.
like it.
Great
Guess who was offered the song? Actually recorded it, but the label didn't release it. CeeLo Green.
That sounds like a CeeLo record.
You think so?
Yeah.
CeeLo he would have devoured that.
Yeah, he
I
could
give
got
him-
that.
He would have.
Yeah.
He could have did a remix. He would have.
Yeah, CeeLo's dope. Yeah, he could have.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
CeeLo's
sounds like a
very
CeeLo
dope.
record. Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
Another one on this list. "I'm a Slave for You" by Britney Spears. Guess who turned that down?
No idea.
Janet Jackson.
That's a Janet record.
That's a Janet
But
record
she also,
too.
but didn't her and Michael have a slave to the rhythm? Maybe she didn't want to go into another slave song.
Could be. I know they had the one when they were both in the video. Yeah, in the spaced out video. But yeah, that's a Janet. Janet could have did it.
Janet would have devoured that too.
Yeah.
Here's another one. An Ed Sheeran song, "Shape of You." It was originally intended for Rihanna.
Thank you, Rihanna. Thank you for not taking it, girl. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here's another one. "Irreplaceable" by Beyonce. It was originally
I know that.
it was initially penned by Neo.
It was penned by Neil.
But guess now that I see it, I could almost see her doing it.
Neo was supposed to sing it too.
Well, yeah, but it was
But he gave it
also
to
a good
Beyonce.
fit for Shania Twain. Shania Twain
I can see
has
that.
a lot of trendy,
Okay.
popular songs.
Okay.
I could see that.
Okay.
I can see that definitely.
Let me see somebody else in here. I don't know. Here's one that's kind of Kelly Clarkson's "Since You've Been Gone." It was almost. It was initially offered to Pink. That's kind of. I can see Pink
That's not bad. I
singing
can see
that.
Pink.
I like Pink. Pink's dope. Shout out to
Yeah,
Pink.
Pink is cool. Yeah, shout out her for sure.
But other ones that you might not know. I'm looking at here that maybe Corey and I would know. "Danger Zone" by Kenny Loggins. It was offered
That's an
to
80s
or
big record.
intended for Toto.
No, Loggins.
She
Corey's
doesn't
like-
know. She doesn't know.
no.
I don't know. My head is on.
So
like,
here's another one. It's "Raining Men" from the Weather Girls.
okay.
It was
I know that
intended
song.
for, and I could see this. It was intended for 4 different people: Cher,
Yes.
Donna Summer,
Yes.
Diana
Yeah.
Ross,
Yes.
No.
Barbara Streisand.
No.
No.
I couldn't imagine Barbara Streisand doing that.
No. No Streisand. The other three, yeah.
Here's another one going into the rock category. "I Don't Want to Miss a Thing" by Aerosmith. And and actually, now that they put this person on here, I could see her singing it. Celine Dion.
Great singer. Yeah. I like Celine.
Yeah.
She's tops. One of the tops.
But I'm looking. Those were just some of the things that I
Mm-hmm.
was. No, so this is one I'm gonna leave it off with this one. So "Open Your Heart" by Madonna, because Cole's a big Madonna guy.
Oh, huge.
And you heard of the
okay.
song "Open Your Heart"?
Mhm.
It was offered to and intended for. You're not going to believe this. Two people, or two things: the Temptations and Cyndi Lauper.
That's funny.
Lauper, I could see.
But the Temps?
The Temps.
That's crazy.
And actually, Cyndi Lauper, she's an underrated singer. She can really sing. She can sing. She can sing. Yeah.
One more before we go off of this topic. Frontin' by Pharrell. I don't know if I'm.
I love that song.
See, this.
That
I'm
was-
going to have these songs up on the.
Frontin' that's with Jay. That's with Pharrell and Jay.
I'm going to put this
Yeah,
up
that's
on
what
the
made it
audio
hot.
version of this
With
podcast.
with the big. I love the video. London was in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a dope record.
Guess who?
That's a
Guess
good
who that was intended for? Prince.
I think Prince would have killed it.
Prince can do
Prince
anything.
his 10. Yeah,
Yeah, Prince can do it.
Yeah.
Prince can do anything.
Definitely.
But Ho's verse on there. It was. Yeah, Prince can do it. Yeah.
One last one for all our people out there. Take Me Home Country Roads, John Denver. Everybody's familiar with that song. Have you heard that song since you live down there in Texas? Okay. No. That was originally intended for Johnny Cash.
Okay.
Interesting, huh?
Yeah.
It's so funny. His ranch is right by my grandpa's house.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy.
The things we learn.
Yeah, things
I
you
didn't even
learn. I
know
like that.
I didn't even know too much about him like
So,
that. But
so listen, Sass, we're going to go to one more topic before we end this thing. And I want to get your opinion as
Stood on the
a
whole
young
show.
26-year-old female. What is considered
Entrepreneur.
paying too much for a sporting event or a concert? What do you guys think?
anything close,
Go ahead, Sass.
$1,000.
Well,
You would pay $1,000 to go see? Who would you pay $1,000 to go see? Please don't tell me it's
I
Sexy
said
Red.
that's too much. Heck
that's too
no.
much. So you wouldn't go see
1,000 is
Denzel?
too much.
You wouldn't go see Othello?
You think
Denzel?
$1,000 per? Would you pay
Okay.
$900 to see? Who would you pay
No.
$900 to see?
Nobody.
So what do you think? What do you think the highest price of a ticket should be?
500. 500.
And that would be
500.
like front row seats. Would you
Front
say?
row seats. Yes. Front row seats. 500. I say I give it 600. But I know Beyonce tickets was like 1,000 and everybody was complaining about that. $1,000 for Cowboy Carter is crazy.
Yeah, because I know a relative of ours travels to see Beyonce, and
She's
Everywhere.
pretty pricey.
everywhere, and I can only imagine what she pays for those seats. But the reason I brought this up is, and maybe it might fall into generations. My father went to a Detroit Pistons game earlier this week, and he went with my brother and was complaining, even though the tickets were free, was complaining that a nosebleed seat to see the Pistons was $56. A nosebleed seat.
Mm.
And I said, well,
That's
you know,
not
Dad,
bad.
that is inflation.
Yeah. Yeah.
A
How much
nosebleed.
was it again?
$56. I think
That's
that's
not
the
bad, though.
norm.
Yeah.
Don't you think that's the norm for a sporting event? I mean, unless it's like, a regular season game. I know what I paid to see the Lions Thanksgiving Day.
Mhm.
You know, you're looking at a couple $100 a piece, if not more. But I don't know. I almost would rather, if it's a World Series, don't you guys think or a Super Bowl, those tickets are just, they're basically for corporations to buy up the seats.
Yeah,
I think it-
technically.
I think you
who
should
would
charge
pay
it.
that?
I think you should charge it.
$59? That's not bad for nosebleed. Because some nosebleeds be
$56?
like 100. Yeah, some of those nosebleeds be like 100.
I didn't think when he told me that. Well, of course, you know, I love my dad to death, but you know, he's kind of a cheapskate. So I mean, it's like, you know, he complains. You know, your dad likes to do that too.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think it's just that older
question about it.
generation that, you know, those
'Cause they
baby
know
boomers
back
that
then-
don't really want to pay much. For
I think
something.
it's the artist or who you're going to see. Obviously, that's what they do, right?
What would you pay to see Mike Jack if he was alive?
Everything that I had.
1,000.
Every dollar I had.
You'd pay $1,000 to see Michael Jackson?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
That's an experience right there. I'm gonna get the whole
Everything I had.
thing,
Although I
fireworks.
did see Michael. I did see Michael at the Joe early.
What?
The Rock. Yeah, I saw Michael at the Joe.
Was that with the Jackson 5?
No, that was the Rock with You days.
Mm.
That's the Off the Wall album. He was just getting to the pinnacle. But yeah, anything to see Mike. Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Anything.
Yeah. Whatever I had.
But don't you think? I mean, I guess it all depends too. How much money you have in the bank. I don't know if you're struggling to pay bills. I don't know if I'd want to pay $500 or $600 to see like a regular season game.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And they price these sporting events out for like playoffs.
Yeah.
It's like regular fans that have season tickets.
Well,
You
hey,
know, it's even more. You know what I'm saying? The regular fans can't come.
we were talking about this recently. Your guys are going up.
Yeah.
Because they went to the playoffs 2 years in a row. So, but they're going up. The tickets are going up. They're going to gouge you.
You know, I could see. You know, and then you see like I think Stephanie Mills and Gladys Knight,
Yeah.
Patti LaBelle, and Shaka Khan are touring around together.
That's a good.
And we were looking at the ticket prices for that, and I thought to myself, those were a little pricey.
Yeah.
To see,
Those are
granted, those
icons.
are icons,
Totally.
and you're going to have to pay all those icons.
Yeah, you got to pay them.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess it's just a personal preference. But for me, you know,
And like you said, it depends on what you got going financially.
yeah.
That plays a big part in it too.
If you have money to throw away. Simple.
So
If you
I mean,
have
it's an
money to throw
experience.
away.
It's an experience. Like everybody says, oh, we got to get out of this country, and that costs too. So
Right.
everything's an experience. So that's what people do, that for the experience, to see Michael Jackson. You know, people want to see Prince. So that's your experience. Just like it's flying to Tahiti or Jamaica, that's the experience. So
But some of these artists not even giving experiences no more. They're not
Well-
even, the mic is never hardly on with these people nowadays.
well,
so.
yeah, the ones now.
Well, I could see maybe the concerts now being pricey because, you know, I was talking to Charlie about this a while ago, and he said basically these artists now tour
to make money.
to make money,
You have to.
whereas the album sales
win.
used to make the money because you don't really make that kind of money on album sales anymore.
Nope.
They
You gotta
stream
tour.
too much. You
Yeah,
have to
everything
tour,
is-
but they been touring. That applies to even back then. The touring
Yeah,
was where the money was even back
streaming
then.
is because everything is easy to get to. So you got to
People
tour.
can steal. People can just steal everything nowadays.
Yeah, that's our new edition. They're still rolling. They're making tons of money touring. That's what they do. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, even those new edition tickets
Yeah.
for the residency in Vegas, I thought were, and I love New Edition. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. Best group ever.
One of the best groups ever.
Not even close.
And I feel like to spend that kind of money to see him, yeah. Because you know we've seen him at the.
We've seen them.
Fox.
Yeah, we've seen them.
I've seen him at the state fairgrounds
Yeah.
for free.
Yeah. See, everything is free. Everything is nowadays. Yeah. They got a tour. You got a tour. That's where you get your money. Because the labels, the labels and the corporate, like you said, they get all the money.
I get
But, you know,
everything.
Yep.
But with the sporting events, though, you'd think it'd be more. You try to make it a little more affordable because you figure this: you take a family of 4 to a Tigers game, you're spending at least a minimum of, I would say, $50 a piece on tickets, if not more. Wouldn't
No.
you say?
Well, you're spending $100 for yourself, $200 for the wife. You got to have $100 for yourself. We just said that. Pizza's $15. That's $20. So now you're down to $80.
And then you're gonna pay at least $50 to park,
Bingo.
depending on.
Yeah.
So it's like it's not like back in the day. I mean, you know, of course, here we go back in the day kind of thing. But I just think,
It's a lot.
especially with, I could see, okay, concerts. These artists are trying to make their money because they're not making money as much on album sales and streams, right? But baseball, football, you're making money off of merch. These guys play in a different uniform every night because that uniform that they take off is going to be in the concession stand as a game used jersey that you can buy for $400. You know,
All
you
right.
seem like, and then the food is so expensive. The drink,
Yes.
how much is it a beer at Comerica Park?
Like $20.
Yeah,
Like 20.
yeah, and I'm sure it's even higher down in Texas.
Yes. Parking. Ugh,
Like
it's
20,
just too much.
25. Yeah.
25
somewhere
a
around there,
hot
25.
dog,
It's like that
$15.
little Caesars too. It's like $30.
No, it's
yeah.
ain't.
Yeah. So you got to
No.
start off with 100 for yourself.
Easy.
Yeah.
Inflation.
Yep.
It's even worse now. We talked
too
about
bad.
that in the beginning.
Yeah.
Well, Sass, I see it's getting dark there in Houston.
Yeah.
Getting
so,
dark.
It looks like
I'm
you're
sorry,
sitting in a
guys.
closet now.
Yeah.
But I know you'll be back on with us next week.
the blackout?
We'll be
Yes,
back
I'll
on
be
for
back on.
Thursday, and I know you're going to have a lot of reality news.
We need
maybe
it.
some
Yes.
updates.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're looking
Definitely, I will
forward
be
to that.
happy to provide that information for y'all.
Yeah.
Glad
Yeah.
to be back for the second, I guess, episode for me.
Yes.
You guys follow me
For
at
us.
I am Sarah Carell _ Instagram
Yeah.
Okay.
and on YouTube. Same thing on YouTube as well.
Okay.
All right.
Well, thanks,
Thank you,
Sass.
guys.
We'll
see you
Y'all
next week.
again. Happy
right.
Friday. Thank God it's
Hap-
Friday.
All
Stay
right,
safe.
Sassy. Take care.
Alrighty,
Hey, bye-bye.
All right. Sassy Sarah in here on the Co and Bro
You're doing
Opinion
the whole
Show.
show with us.
Yeah, 2 weeks in a row.
We didn't
to
expect
get
that.
Sass.
You never know what
Hey,
you're going to get here.
I always like the topics she comes up with.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're a little more familiar with them than I am, but hey,
She keeps her ear to the street.
she does. She keeps her ear to the street.
Yeah, she does.
So before we let you guys go, you got it's your opinion. It's your opinion.
I
gotta
do.
come up with a new theme song.
Yeah, I
for
do.
that, too.
I do. We were talking. I was watching the news and talking to some folks, and we're talking about veterans.
Okay.
This is just my opinion. I don't want to rub anybody the wrong way, and a lot of people agree with me. I think that there should be, if you have fought for your country, and you're a veteran of this country, we focus on so many other things that are not, serious and, heartfelt things. So I think as a veteran, everyone, and I don't know how you make this work from state to state or whatever, but I think everyone should have housing. Whether that, I don't know if it's overly affordable, free housing, but I see a lot of veterans that don't have any place to go, any place to live. And everyone always, United States, the greatest country. Let's house our veterans,
Sure.
room, board. They deserve that. You know what I mean? They made it, gave us a living space. They fought for the country. They fought for us, generations. I think that we should do more for our veterans, healthcare wise, housing wise. Would it really cost a whole bunch? I know it would be a lot, but like a housing area, same sort of like just free housing, put them up to live out the rest of their days, I think. You know what I mean? Like that's just my opinion. I don't know, like.
Well, having two sons that were in the Navy, in listening to the stories on how they, were treated by the government.
Yeah.
But, I'm sure everybody has a tale to tell, in their experience. But I agree with you. I think, I feel like our veterans don't get enough care.
You don't.
I feel like they should have health insurance and good health insurance
Yes.
for the rest of their days.
Yes.
I mean, anybody that lays their life on the line for this country,
Yeah.
definitely needs.
And you can't find.
Yeah, and they should have So, and I know they have like certain things with being able to get homes and stuff like that. But for the ones that maybe, especially with, you have a lot of these veterans that come back with mental illness, PTSD, different things like that.
Yeah.
They might not be able to work or do certain things. Yeah, I think
you got to look at
should
it maybe case by case.
Have some kind of housing.
And I'm not saying mansion.
No, right.
But I'm saying a livable quarters with fresh water and, and heat and things like that. That should be given to them. This is what you did for us. This is the least we can do for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? For the rest of your time.
Yeah.
So we're just talking. That's just my opinion, folks. I know it's a whole bunch of crazy stuff going on with the government. We don't get into stuff like that because it rubs people the wrong way, and I don't know enough about it. So
no, but
that's just my thing.
That's a good topic that I think we need to explore. It seems like you always hear the bad things about how veterans are treated, and it's something to definitely look into.
Yeah.
And talk about more.
We can do that.
Yes, we can.
Oh, quick, man.
Yeah.
We're about to get out of here,
Yeah.
right? So shout out to Hallie real quick because she's going around the world educating folks on menopause.
What?
Shouldn't we have talked about this with Sass, menopause?
Yeah, I have no idea what it is. All I saw was Gretch, Hallie. She's a not only is she one of the greatest actors to ever live, so now she's out promoting, doing her thing and educating women and just a complete, what's the word I'm looking for here? Just an advocate, just activist,
Does it scare you a little bit though, Cole, that
shout out to Hallie
we're
again.
getting older, that Hallie's talking about menopause? I mean, seriously. She's a spokesperson for menopause? I mean, I'm sure that's a great, trust me, I can understand what menopause, what women go through with menopause.
Yeah.
1 minute you feel like it's 120 degrees, and 2 seconds later you need 8 fans on it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Hormones
all over the place.
All over the place.
Yeah. Shout out to Hallie.
But does it kind of show?
Well, she still looks 25.
How old does she think? 60-something?
No. Late
50s?
I think late 50s. Yeah.
Think so?
Yeah. She's
Have
been
to look that up.
in a whole bunch of great. And one more thing, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
I want to show you this. Can we the Hostess cherry pie. Like, remember these?
I do. I
Remember-
don't
but they
remember
were-
them in that box though.
They're back.
And
They're
they're
back.
as good as they were?
They're the same one. The cherry, the lemon, the apple. The only thing that costs $3. $3. Cherry pie. Here they are. I wanted to show everybody that these are back. They used to come in the plastic little bag wrap thing. But yeah, thank you, Hostess. Not very good for you, according to all this on the back, but
Well, I'm sure it's not. But if you have a sweet tooth at night, it's very good. I happen to have one of those. So I get it.
you look like more of an apple.
I am more of an apple guy. Now what you say about it? A good apple pie at night? Yeah, I get it. Well, listen, folks, so we want to thank you for tuning in tonight to the Kill and Bro Opinion Show. You can find us at the Kavana Broadcast Network on YouTube, or if you're watching us on My Michigan TV YouTube, you can also find us at mymichigantv.com. We'll be on every Thursday night live, and of course, as we get set and ready to get ready into the season with the roar that we do prior to this show, we're gonna have live guests come in, and we also want to hear from you.
Please.
If you want to get in on the conversation, we talk about everything right here. That's why we are Detroit's talk variety.
Yes.
We don't want to be one-dimensional. I know everybody says, Coe and Scotty, that's all they talk about is sports. Well, no, we don't. But that's okay.
Yep.
If you listen for the sports, we love that too.
Absolutely.
But we're a little more one-dimensional than that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But listen, folks, we'll be back next week. You can catch us in audio form on your favorite podcasting platform, whether that's Spotify, Apple, iHeart. We're there. You'll hear a little bit of a different show than what you hear here because we can play music and stuff without getting clipped down and taken down because of YouTube. But
Right.
hey,
Join
it's
us.
a great show. as always.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great show.
So we will see you next time right here on the Co and Bro Opinion Show. Take care, everybody.
Be safe.